for our guys.
I know you want to watch him celebrate, but I have to ask about Tyson Walker. You go into the transfer portal and get a kid from New York City. How tough was he tonight?
Well, we're going home. And I told him two things. You get me there, I want a cab ride and one of them big slices of pizza. So that's what Tyson owes me. He can pay for his NIL money.
Man, first thing I want to do when I get to New York City is hop in a cab. I'm Dave. It's the Too Much Dip podcast. It's Monday. In studio with me today. Let's mix it up a little bit. It's KJ Ellis.
What's good, fellas?
Keep that posture the whole episode, please.
Yeah, what are you doing?
He knows what he's doing. He's doing a solid for your boy right now.
Dylan had one rule. He said, if you're going to be in studio, you got to slouch a little bit, or we got to cut down the legs of that chair. Sorry, I'm fucking with my mic a lot.
Yeah, it's noticeable.
After a week of like retooling everything in my home setup and then just leaving it, I'm like hyper aware of trying not to make the good folks at home listen to me fade in and fade out every time I say something.
No audio issues today. There was a rumor that he would be sitting next to me at some point, but there will be no Tiny David today.
I was going to say, from experience, you don't want that smoke, Dave.
No, we've learned that. We've all learned that. That voice you hear is Dylan Shivery.
Very happy to be here, actually. Good to see you, KJ.
Boy, it felt tremendous to walk back into the People Cave. It's nothing like I recall. I believe we'd only been here for maybe 2 months. The last time I recorded here, last March, I want to say, somewhere around then. Beautiful.
We rotated the whole set.
Absolutely.
We flipped the script on them.
And it's not scorchingly hot. I feel like this was a hot box back then.
It still gets a little hot.
A little toasty.
A little toasty in here. But
We sometimes hotbox it in here.
Okay.
That's just the content we're producing.
Yeah.
That's usually how that goes. Hey, you two fellers are married, right?
Yep.
I reckon I am.
Okay.
Marriage number 2.
Facts, I guess. Let me ask you this. Can you relate? This new segment is called Can You Relate? Larsa Pippen, of course, Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, claims that they would have sex 4 times a night during their 23-year marriage. Every night. Go ahead.
Didn't she say that about her new relationship with Marcus Jordan? Or was that about Scottie? Or maybe it's both. Maybe it's both.
It could be both, but she's claiming that her and Scottie were doing it 4 times.
You know that gif where the guy has on like seven caps? That's me right now. That's Cap.
All cap. This sounds like some Red Table Jada Pinkett Smith shit.
Okay. Explain.
Like this is nobody asked, and you're going to show up over talking about your sexcapades at this age. Like, good for you.
This is Cap. No.
I agree. It's also a lie, but like,
I don't care how many times your lady wants to run it back. The male body has a certain limit, David.
But okay, something you're not factoring into this: Scottie Pippen, an elite level athlete.
Okay. What's your point?
I'm saying that he might have stupid dick game.
No. Nah.
What don't you understand about that?
I would only bring up the fact that he was teammates with the Worm, who, if anybody has access to any aftermarket sex pills that like can give you a little extra something, it might be Dennis Rodman. So
his last name is literally Rodman.
That's fair.
He's notably broken his own penis once before.
Oh God.
This is just it's just not true.
You ever broken your penis?
No, I haven't. Hope to never break it.
We got a big show. A big show. Here in a few, we're going to have, I would say, internet friend of the show, Brent Rooker, Big Game Brent. Not an official nickname, but one that we will give him.
The 2017 National Player of the Year, college baseball. But you didn't know that.
Former Bulldog.
Dumb idiot.
Mississippi State. Quite a ball player.
23 bombs his senior year.
Somebody check the wiki.
You've never hit 23 bombs in a single season.
No, I have not, but I did once drop 23 stink bombs in 7th grade at the middle school.
I believe that.
Second time stink bombs have been discussed here in the People Cave today. I'm just hoping the conversation with Brent, like, I can steer away from all of my bad takes on the College Baseball World Series that I've had in the past and focus on all of my like above ground, somewhat positive takes on MLB The Show, which the new game comes out here in like 2 weeks. So your boy might be back in on baseball is what I'm saying.
When I asked Brent, like, hey, man, can you do the show? He was like, do you guys do a lot of baseball? Like, are y'all like real seam heads? And I was like, yeah, man, for sure. So we're going to get a little bit inside baseball today, or tonight too, maybe. So I hope you guys are ready. Hope you guys did your homework. Hope you got some good questions. Wins above replacement, things of that nature, the shift.
Or no more shift.
Or no more.
The big base.
The big base. Huge base.
I thought that was Randy's name.
Hey, we
It
got
is.
some breaking college basketball news.
Okay.
I don't even understand the joke you just made, but we got Rick Pitino, someone who widely rumored to be on the short list at the University of Texas.
He was?
No, but you threw out that name once, or somebody did.
No, I didn't.
And I thought it'd be funny.
I threw a Calipari, not Pitino.
Come on. St. John's. He's going to St. John's. So Pitino off the list. That is a great segue, a seamless segue into March Madness, the big game. Dylan, go ahead, because you know you wanted to do it during your intro. Opine on your Longhorns.
Yeah. The Horns are still doing it, man. Sweet 16 bound, knocked off Penn State, the Nittany Lions the other night. On a game where they hit only one 3-pointer. Shot
Whoa.
many of them, only made one of them and won the game. So that's really good to see. Shout out to local kid Dylan Dessou. I like to call him D-Man.
Double D.
Put up 28 points, and he is just playing his absolute ass off right now.
Yeah, he's a baller.
He is a baller, man.
I had Texas going pretty far. If you guys are interested, and I'm sure you are. My bracket is busted. However, I did have Texas making an Elite Eight and a Final Four run, respectively. Those have been rendered moot due to the Kansas and Arizona both being out of the tournament. But still, I had faith in Texas. I've watched enough of them to know that they are a very good team. And if you can win a game in the modern era by hitting 1-3,
Yeah.
that's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's I mean, it's encouraging to win an ugly game offensively like that. The Texas defense is the real star of this program. They just play really, really good defense, really sound defense. So, we got Xavier on Friday.
I'm glad
Friday
you
night.
brought that up. I didn't realize they were playing Texas, but as David was mentioning that Arizona is out of it, made me wonder, where's Xavier at? Because Sean Miller, former Arizona coach, is at Xavier now. What I was most concerned about was like, is he doing any better managing his perspiration?
All right.
And he's rocking quarter zips now. He looks like a normal human being who's not absolutely gone, getting pitted off of whatever he was doing in Arizona. Like, look at this, a normal guy. You can't really see,
Yeah,
but you know.
QZs are in right now,
Yeah,
KJ.
it's a good look.
We
Good for
discussed
him.
that. Yeah.
Okay, he had one bad game where he sweat profusely.
That was not one game.
uncontrollably. More than anyone's ever sweat before outside of a sauna.
That was readjusting to a new Adderall dosage and then going outside in the middle of the summer in Texas.
Let's take a little break because we got a guest and we got to get him on here right now.
Oh, shit.
Right this
Let's
minute.
do it.
Okay.
Live from parts unknown,
The miracle of the internet.
That was really my biggest question.
West Coast. I think he's West Coast. Maybe he's in Arizona.
We could probably ask him.
We'll just ask him. It's our friend, Brent Rooker. Hi, Brent.
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
I'm good. How about y'all?
Killing it, man.
Just on fire right now.
Yeah.
Just so
Yeah.
much momentum going right now at Wash Media. But we
Love that.
need to ask you one question. Where are you?
Thank you. I was going to say, we should have asked that right before you
Yeah.
said that.
Apologies for the background. There's not a ton of good options in the DoubleTree Suites in Phoenix, Arizona. So this is kind of the best little microwave behind us and my bedroom behind that. So we're doing our best, but obviously not a studio like you guys got. We're making it work.
Coming to us live from spring training. I love this, man. This is awesome.
Where do y'all do it? Is it Mesa still?
Yeah, we're in Mesa.
Down around Mesa way? That's what I thought.
Hey, I want to go back in time a bit to where COVID, we hopped on the sticks. Maybe, I guess it was just once. We played a little Call of Duty together. And if you recall, we did a little trio with our buddy Klein. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
How'd that go? Did y'all
do.
get a dub?
I don't think so. I think we made a pretty deep run. I don't think we won though. But it's been I mean, not officially retired. I haven't been on the sticks in a while though. Having a kid kind of really did something to that, and I hadn't played in a little bit. So I miss those days.
Let me jog your memory real quick, actually, since you may have forgotten. So we were doing a trio, and we were dropping into Verdansk, and Klein was like, "Oh, I got an invite from Dave." Klein leaves our trio. He didn't even say bye. He just dips and joins in. Of course, he joins up with these two yahoos next to me to play, and so we were going duo into
You're Tubi all throughout the
And I was like, Brent, I'm sorry. Like, he's usually like a good guy. I don't know what the hell what his problem is, but like and I think we got a couple kills, but we didn't really stand a chance as we were 2 against teams of 3. So shout out to Intern Klein.
Great players, teams of 3 as well.
Yeah.
A couple of disadvantages there.
Yeah, but you know what? We still love him.
The other thing we need to ask, this is very important. There was a hot debate before the show started. Of course, as everyone knows, Brent, Mississippi State Bulldog,
Okay.
noted alum. Of these names, who have you met? Rafael Palmeiro, Will Clark, Mitch Moreland.
All 3?
Hell yeah.
I figured to go
dude.
3 for 3.
Dylan was like, I bet he's never met any of
He's
them.
Mr. Bulldog. Come on.
No, yeah. I know all 3 of those guys. All 3 better than me, but yeah, 3 really good dudes. And obviously, Mitch just retired, but all 3 guys had really good careers.
Dude, Will the Thrill, Dave.
Oh, man. Those are the days. No, they really weren't.
I was going to say, were
They
they?
weren't really today. It was a tough team. I've been a fan for a while.
A funny Will Clark story for you is Will has, I'm assuming none of y'all have ever met him, but he is a very loud and very big presence wherever he is. Like if he's in the room, he wants everybody to know he's in the room, and he just kind of commands a presence like that. But my last year at school, I stopped playing outfield and started playing first base that year just because of our personnel. We needed a first baseman. And so after the first game, I played there. I get back to my phone, and I've got like 10 text messages from Will, all just like doing first base drills by himself in his garage, showing me like footwork and stuff around the base. It's like he's got like full baseball garb on, got a mitt from like 1980, whatever, just doing drills in the garage by himself, showing me what he thinks I should work on. So that was pretty cool.
He like just set up his phone in the garage to record you, or he has someone like hold it for
On
him?
the ball or something, recording himself doing drills by himself in the garage.
That's
It's pretty
incredible.
cool.
That's tremendous.
Where does he call home these days? Is he in the DFW area?
That's a good question. I don't know.
What's his address?
Where do you call home? I'm very like intrigued by like the grind of the baseball life. Like, growing up in the football world, it was always very, you play with your high school, you stay local. It's all kind of centralized and kind of has like a normal linear timeline. But like, how many different places have you called home? I don't know, in the last 24 months.
We'll go the last 12 months.
Yeah.
So last February and March, I was in spring training in Fort Myers, Florida. From there, moved into an apartment in Minneapolis, Minnesota, getting ready to start the season with the Twins. Get a call on opening day. I got traded from Minnesota to San Diego. And then San Diego, immediately when they acquired me, optioned me to AAA El Paso. So I go from Minneapolis to El Paso. Throughout the summer with them, 3 or 4 different times. I went from El Paso to San Diego, back to El Paso, back to San Diego, just kind of did the back and forth thing. Then at the trade deadline last year, San Diego trades me to Kansas City, did the same thing there, went back and forth between Kansas City and AAA Omaha a few times. And then in November, Kansas City put me on waivers and Oakland claimed me, and now I'm in spring training in Arizona. So with the last 12 months, it's been kind of all over the place, moving back and forth between, I guess, 4 teams, 2 different levels, I don't think I was ever in the same place for more than 2 or 3 weeks at a time last year throughout the season. So I just kind of lived out of my car, lived out of hotels and various Airbnbs throughout the season. But in the off season, to answer your question, we're outside Memphis in Germantown, Tennessee is where I live in the off season. Where I'm from, where I grew up, that's where I'm at in the winter during the off season.
It's tremendous.
Hey, another important question here. How many Bluetooth speakers do you own?
I have 2 on me right now.
Fuck yeah.
With another 3 or 4 probably at home. So I'm well stocked up in Bluetooth speakers.
Your future's looking pretty bright, financially speaking.
Sure to answer your question.
What does the spring training schedule looks like? Like, is it, I mean, I assume you have like daily, I'm not even going to try to fill in the blanks here. Just tell us what the schedule looks like.
Yeah. Average day will be get to the field around 7:30ish. Do what you need to do. Get your body ready, treatment, training room stuff, eat breakfast, work out if you want to, do any early work you want as far as hitting defense, kind of on your own there. Stretch normally 9:30, 10. And at that point, it's a team workout, team defense, individual defense with infielders, outfielders separate. Pitchers do what they do. BP, that'll run from 9:30 to 11:30 maybe, and then games every day at 1. And then from a playing schedule, normally you don't play every day. You'll play maybe anywhere between 50 to 75% of the games, depending on who you are and kind of what your standing and status on the team is. So it's a pretty routine, pretty standard schedule day to day, doing the same thing pretty consistently. That's the way it is in the season too. So overall, your longest days are going to run from 7 to 3:34, kind of depending on how long, if you play in the game, how long you play in the game, and then just kind of other various things. But it's pretty uniform, pretty standard across the league and across all teams.
Got it.
You playing any golf out there?
Yeah, I played yesterday. I played 3 rounds in. Days that you don't play in the game, normally most guys try to go get out, or if you'll play 4 or 5 innings some games and come out, you can go get 9 after that or something. But we try to play as much as we can.
What kind of swing speed are we looking at?
We'll swing the driver between 115 and 120. Pretty good. Nothing. There's some guys who are faster and longer than me for sure, but we'll keep it up there around 120 on a good day, I'd say.
Okay. We got to talk to you about the new baseball rules. Obviously, a lot of people are discussing that. How are you adjusting to? I guess mainly like the pitch clock is the big one, because I'm watching videos of these like really quick innings or really quick half innings, and it seems like, I mean, as a pitcher obviously, but even as a batter, it seems like it's got to be just constantly like top of mind. Like, do you feel like you have to speed everything up? Does it feel unnatural? Are you adjusting to it well? How's that all going?
Yeah. The thing about that is we had in AAA last year, we had all these rules. So they kind of experimented with them last year in AAA. So the times that I was in AAA, I played with them. Anybody who had AAA time last year is kind of familiar and used to them by now. It's the guys who's been in the big league for a few years and haven't been down in the minor leagues in a while, who are having to adjust to it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I will say during spring training, it feels like the clock is quicker than it was last year in AAA. And I think that's because they're just trying to make it a point and trying to make guys adjust to it as fast as possible. So it seems like they're starting. I mean, obviously the time is the same, but they're starting the clock quicker and earlier. It's supposed to be, I think, when the pitcher steps back on the dirt is when the clock for the next pitch starts. And it seems like they're kind of jumping the gun a little bit, trying to make guys get used to it and adjust faster. So there are guys having a little bit of trouble with it, but I think after the first month or 2 of the season, you won't really notice it anymore, and you won't really see the violations. There's some things around it, just kind of some other repercussions and ways the game's going to change that I don't think they thought about when they implemented the rules. We saw it the first week or 2 of spring training when, I don't know if you guys saw the clip, but as soon as the hitter called time, Max Scherzer gets the ball and he just comes set. And so immediately when the guy stepped back in the box, he would just deliver the pitch without having the guy giving him time to get ready or get readjust or whatever. So little things like that they're having to adjust for that I don't really think they thought about initially. It might be where the biggest changes and the most noticeable things are, but I really think after a month or 2, guys won't notice anymore, and fans will adjust to it pretty quickly as well.
Are you pro the new pitch clock rule?
I'm pretty neutral to it, honestly. I think in watching the World Baseball Classic, I don't know what the rule is or where we stand on this. I don't think we can have it in the playoffs. It's just such a different atmosphere. in playoff scenarios and playoff situations like we're seeing in the WBC that they don't have the new rules. And it's just there's some moments in games like that they're too big to kind of try to rush through it, and you got to give guys time to take a deep breath and kind of relax it and get where they need to be mentally.
What about these new giant, like cartoonish sized bases that you guys have now? Have you noticed those at all?
I don't think any players notice that in any way. When we're playing, it doesn't really make a difference. I mean, they're saying to contribute to more stolen bases. We'll see if that's true, but while on the field, you don't notice any difference really.
Okay.
You know, anybody who followed my baseball career knows, like, I hated the shift. Hated it. Because,
you were a pull hitter.
Yeah. I mean, I was
You just smacked it down the line.
I just didn't have that game. What are your thoughts on the shift changes?
I think that's going to be good. I mean, it's going to be good for hitters for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be obviously more beneficial for left-handed guys who are so pull heavy, just because they tend to be a little bit more pull biased than right-handed guys for whatever reason. But it's going to be good for hitters. I think, like, I had a hit a couple days ago in a game where I hit a ground ball, like a well-hit ground ball back up the middle, where the past few years there would always be a second baseman there and it'd be an out. And because he had to play, obviously, where he has to play with the new rules now, like, he gets through for a single, and that's a big boost. So I do think it's going to be beneficial for hitters. And again, I think after a month or two, guys will kind of stop noticing, or fans will stop noticing it when watching. But there are going to be things that teams can do to still kind of bend the rules how they want to. I don't know if you guys, my old team, I still follow the Twins social media just because I played for them for a while, and one of Joey Gallo's first few at bats there, whoever they're playing, the Rays or Red Sox or somebody, just took the left fielder and just completely abandoned left field and put him where the second baseman would have been in the shift. So basically, there were just two outfielders, nobody in left field.
I love that.
So there's now playing like deep second base. So there's going to be ways that teams can work around it like that. I just think that in doing that, what you're giving up and the risk you're taking is going to be more, obviously, because there's just nobody in left field now. So anything that goes the opposite way, he's running for as long as he wants. Got
it. This is more of a question for Dylan, but how do you think this will affect your chill to pull ratio?
I mean, I'm at a 5 to 5 now. You got to think it's gonna dip a little bit.
Yeah. Very cool.
Dude, I just remember. Did I recall you hit like a 470 plus home run like not so long ago that I saw on social media? Am I dreaming that?
That was at one point. Yeah, it was one point last year. I guess I had some good.
How are you so casual about that? Like,
how far was it?
I think I got the first one I had last year was 477. I think I'm going to preface that by saying like El Paso's at like 5,000 feet elevation.
Don't include that detail. No one cares about that. We just care about the 477.
You know what though? So you spent some time in El Paso. We got a buddy here who works in this office. He's got some land around down around El Paso way. Not really that close, but West Texas either way. Yeah. I don't know if you ever made it out to Pecos.
Oh, I didn't get out that way.
Okay.
West is certainly a place. It's the first time I ever spent time there. It's a scene.
That is the best way to describe it. That is.
How familiar are you with like our podcast? Like, I know that you like we've. Do you listen to Circling Back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you going to quiz him? I thought there was like a follow-up.
We were going to.
No.
Is Dylan your fave?
I've been consuming you guys' content in some fashion I mean, Total Frat Move was a big player amongst my friend group in 2010.
God.
So, I mean, like freshman, sophomore year of high school, that Twitter account and that stuff got some pretty big play amongst us, upper middle class private school kids, you would assume.
Let's fucking go.
And then from then on, I'll listen to various shows. I was trying to think earlier today, what was the name of y'all's original sports one?
It was called Backdoor Cover.
Yeah. I'm going to listen to Backdoor Cover some.
Wow.
And both obviously touching base now and circling back out. So I've been following you guys listening for a while.
Let's fucking go.
Well, I was going to ask a bunch of random Memphis questions, but it was really just my obsession with the Ducks at the Peabody Hotel. I want to scrap all of that.
You're so random.
I didn't even put this on the rundown. But given his age and like my old man bitterness, college baseball NIL is also a thing. I had to go to the internet and make sure I was like on par with this. But given some of those changes, do you feel like what's your take on like the college NIL when it comes to baseball? And do you feel any kind of like, hey, where was mine 5 years ago?
No, for sure. I just missed out on. I mean, nothing like the football guys think varsity, but I missed out on a little bit of money there, just being a few years too early. But the thing about college baseball is, I think the NIL is going to create even a bigger gap between the elite programs and the mid majors, just because. I mean, not everyone, but I'm assuming like a very large majority of college football programs make money for the school, and so they are all going to be able to generate NIL money. Whereas college baseball, the reality is, I think there's probably 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 schools nationally that are actually profitable. And they're a large majority of those are going to be in the SEC, Mississippi State, LSU, South Carolina, maybe Texas A&M, Ole Miss.
Vandy's up
schools
there,
like
it looks
that.
like, too.
Arkansas is in there, but there's just such a small number of baseball programs who are actually profitable for the university who are going to be able to generate NIL money to go get these guys and get these grad transfers and transfer portal things and things like that. I think it's going to create a pretty big gap between the elite programs and the middle of the road programs. But we'll see how it goes next year. Like this year, LSU has an all-star team already. I mean, it's taken them like 3 years, and they've got the best transfers from UCLA and NC State, and they're just pulling in basically whoever they want. It's because they've been able to generate the most baseball NIL money just because of the status and the size of their program. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I did miss out on a little bit of money there, being just a little bit too old. But it's been interesting to watch. And I think it'll develop in a similar way to football. But I just think that there's less schools that can compete in baseball than there are in football.
Yeah, Texas launched. It's called the Texas One Fund. It's like a general like NIL fund that like literally anyone can contribute to. But when you donate to it, you can also select like which sport you want your money to go toward. You got to think most of it's going to go to football, obviously.
Sure, yeah.
Basketball is probably even ranks before baseball, and at a lot of schools, unfortunately. So yeah,
I love how he kept that like within the SEC territory. He like pivoted straight to Texas. Is that your subtle way of just like feeling at home there? Like
no. I mean, Texas is in for a pretty rude awakening, I think, when it goes to the SEC. The SEC is stacked. I mean, obviously, Texas had a decent season last year. This year, they're not as good. And I don't know where they are NIL-wise on like getting things up and running, like he said LSU is doing. But, God, the SEC is just so stacked right now.
One thing I want to follow up on, you mentioned what killed your career in Verdansk, or like the rest of us, you just probably got killed too many times by teens, and they stopped making the game any good and made new versions. But you're a new dad, you said?
Yeah, she's a year and a half, so not new.
I mean, but still,
18 months, months. So yeah, relatively new for sure.
Congratulations. Just wait.
Let us be the first.
Yeah. Wait till she gets like that 19-month age. Like things just change. Just you wait.
Bro, just wait.
Once they turn 2 years old, that's when everything changes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I've got go ahead.
She was out of training a few weeks ago, and she's kind of the age where she recognized me. So I was playing outfield, and she was running around like the little grass area behind the fence, and she'd run up to the fence and kind of point at me and yell "Dad, Dad," and wave. That was pretty cool, and it's a pretty special thing. Yeah, that part was really fun.
You're not going to forget that. That's awesome.
Mega cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reminds me of when I was playing high school ball, I hit my first home run, and my mom went out to the outfield, went over the fence, obviously, as it was a home run, and retrieved the ball and then tried to bring it to me in the dugout. I was so embarrassed. You remember that?
Brett, have you heard me tell this story, the one that he just stole from me?
I don't think so.
Okay. It was a very recent episode of Circling Back, and we were talking about embarrassing stories like from our parents back in the day.
Yeah.
My first high school home run that I hit, my mom retrieved the ball and then like walks to my dugout. She's like, "Dylan, I got your first home run ball right." I was like, "Oh my God, Mom, please just go back to the stands."
But she had wonderful intentions, though. That was
exactly.
Nothing but love in her heart. She was so proud.
She didn't know the faux pas she was committing. It was from a good place. And,
Tell him about the coach. What the coach said.
Oh yeah, next day at practice, my coach is like, he gives us we have practice. He gives us like a closing remarks, like a little spiel at the end. He's like, "Oh, and one more thing. Parents are not allowed in the dugout or near the dugout. Please don't let that happen again." He wasn't speaking to me directly, but he was speaking to me directly. It was pretty embarrassing. So love you, Mom.
I got to ask, David, I almost stole your question. You want to ask what's next?
I want you to ask.
I was going to ask about MLB The Show if you don't ask.
Okay, ask him about the show.
having played games, and that's my transition.
Good intro.
And being real dumb about baseball like I am. MLB The Show, once it came out on Xbox, was like my gateway to know O'Neal Cruz before he hit the majors. And I felt like I was ahead of the curve last year. Your take on, do you play that at all, A? B, like,
No.
is that at all like, well, then that answered my question, because I was going to be like, how good could I be at baseball if I was like real okay with the Pirates on the show? So I guess not at all. There goes my dreams. I'm not going to be a manager.
I haven't played the show. I mean, I used to play probably 2015 or 16, but I haven't played in a while. It is very, very popular among players. So, like, a lot of guys play, and a lot of guys play a lot. There's always consoles that are set up in most clubhouses. So, I mean, it gets a lot of run and a lot of play amongst guys in the league, too. But they have done a really good job the last few years of incorporating, like, the prospects in it, and the really young guys who are coming up and kind of doing a better job, I think, promoting and marketing young guys who are going to be the face of the league the next few years. So that's been cool to watch for sure.
Do you have a roommate?
No, I don't.
Nice.
I don't know how any of that works, I guess. Like, do you all, like, does the team book out the hotel? Are you responsible for this individually? Like, the logistics behind, like, when it comes to spring training and all this, like, that's.
For spring training specifically, there's a team hotel that you can choose to live in, or you can choose to live out. If you choose to live out, you're responsible for finding your own apartment or Airbnb. And this year specifically, the week that we got down here, the week of report date, was the waste management and the Super Bowl. So you can find for Airbnbs in February in Phoenix and Scottsdale were pretty outrageous. I think a higher number of guys chose to live in the hotel this year than in previous years, just because the price you're going to have to pay for a month's rent in Airbnb in the area for February was pretty crazy. But then once we get into season, you go wherever you go. It's just kind of totally on your own. There's like, all right, we leave camp, find a place to live, good luck, have fun. You're on your own. So there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of logistics stuff to it that kind of a lot of people don't realize.
Do these clubs cover your relocation? Because you move a lot, and I imagine that's not cheap.
Yeah. So, in like part of the CBA and our player association stuff, like so say I'm in the big leagues in San Diego and I have an apartment there and I get optioned back to AAA El Paso, they have to take over my lease in San Diego and continue to pay that, paying rent 6 different cities throughout the year. Yeah, that's the player to make sure we're taking care of there.
Oh, okay. Dave, do your question, man.
What's next for Brent Rooker in 2023?
It's a good question. So obviously I'm with Oakland now. We're in the last week of spring training. Kind of the last few days making final cuts. I'm just trying to make this team here and then go from there. I've performed and played really well this spring training, so I think I put myself in a good spot to try to make the opening day roster. And then, so obviously, hopefully that happens. And then, if not, then I will get options to AAA, go play there, and just kind of be in the same program I've been the last 3 or 4 years. Try to play well in AAA, make it or get called back up to the big leagues, which will happen at some point, and then make the most of my opportunity there and try to stick. That's kind of the name of the game. Is the most fans kind of. The players in the MLB, and the guys that make it up and never look back and never go back down to AAA and just kind of stay in the big leagues for their whole career. But the reality is that's not the majority of guys. The majority of us are get little tastes here and there and just try to perform well enough to stick and establish yourself. And that's kind of making it up, getting called up for the first time is step one, and then staying at step two. And step two tends to be a little bit harder than even step one. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like I said, I've had a good spring training and put myself in a pretty good position, I think. So hopefully things work out. If they don't, then I'll get another opportunity at some point this year and just try to make the most of it.
Love it. Well, hey, man, good luck. We're pulling for you.
KJ's got one more.
Oh.
We are pulling for you, though. Want to be clear.
I'm sorry. You've got to put up with like my just haphazard train of thought here. Where I was going with the show questions is walkout song. To what level do you get input? Assuming you're in the bigs, whatever. What's the lingo? Make it to the bigs.
Bigs.
Yeah, it works.
Okay. Well, okay.
The show.
Guys, sorry. You make the bigs. Like, do you have to like go communicate with the marketing person or stadium SID or whatever and say like, hey, here's my walkout song for this month. This is what I'm vibing to. Or like, how does that come to be?
Yeah, they'll come find you and ask if you want it to be, and then if you want to change at any point, you text our marketing guy and just let them know, and they'll take care of it for you. So it's a pretty easy process. But I mean, they do a good job as soon as you get there, pretty much coming to find you and seeing what you want to use.
And could it be the circling back or too much dip theme for a game?
It definitely could be. I don't know. We can work out some kind of marketing deal.
What is it now?
Say again?
What are you walking out to now?
I think the last thing I used last year in Kansas City was The Well by Marcus King. Is what I
Love
used.
it.
And so I'll gotta go back. I changed a decent
Western
amount. I
Tennessee there.
had 3 spots last year, but I think that's the last one I ended on. That was for the last month and a half I was in Kansas City. I used that.
Yeah, I mean, we got to get one of the theme songs, or maybe Dylan just singing his rendition of "Zombie,"
Yeah, that would hit real hard.
which everybody loves.
That'd be a hit, I'm sure.
Brent, man, appreciate you doing this on your day off.
Yeah.
Where can the folks follow you at home?
Happy to do it. I think Instagram's Brent_Rooker19, and then Twitter is Brent_Rooker12. I changed it from 19 to 12 when I got traded to San Diego because they gave me number 12. Now last month I've had 4 different numbers since then, so I'm not changing. I think Twitter is Brent_Rooker12. Instagram is Brent_Rooker19.
Awesome.
Excellent. Thanks so much, man.
Hey, stay healthy,
Yeah,
Brent.
Good luck.
We'll catch up with you later, man. Thanks again. See
Thank
ya.
you. Thank you, Brent. Brent Rooker, ladies and
What a
gentlemen.
guy.
What a guy. Now we got to talk about something that I think plagues all of us. Unwanted subscriptions.
Ooh.
Just getting better with your money. Dylan, we've all been there.
Look, you sign up for all these subscriptions. Maybe you get like a free month trial here and there, or you want to watch one single show. So you sign up for a service, you watch it, and then you kind of forget about it. You have so many that you just forget about, right?
Oh,
Like you're using, I don't know, maybe 60%, 70% of the ones that you really need or that you're signed up for.
yeah. Here's a crazy stat. The average person has around 12 paid subscriptions. Think about that. If you think you're the only one subscribed to a handful of services, you might want to double check. With Rocket Money, you can quickly identify and cancel all of your unwanted subscriptions. Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill, is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Over 80% of people have subscriptions they forgot about, like that streaming service you bought to watch like one show, or that free trial that you never even used. I did that with a podcast app because there was one show and I subscribed to it for like 2 years for some reason. Just needed Rocket Money. And now I've got Rocket Money, and they will quickly and easily identify your subscriptions for you so you can stop paying for the ones that you don't want. Simply find the subscription you don't want and press cancel. And Rocket Money will cancel it for you. No more long hold times with customer service or tedious emailing back and forth. Rocket Money makes canceling subscriptions as easy as a click of a button. Over 3 million people have used Rocket Money, saving the average person up to $720 a year. That's insane. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
What would you do with that kind of money?
Ooh,
Putting you on the spot.
I might get some martinis at Matzo Ranch.
That would get you a couple of those.
Yeah.
That would get you a couple of those.
I might have a Wagyu glizzy. That's a flight and a night to go get a Wagyu glizzy.
Sure.
I would do martinis and glizzies. That's all I would do until I ran out of that money.
Good way to spend $700
Yep.
whatever dollars.
Stop throwing your money away. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/bang. That's rocketmoney.com/bang. rocketmoney.com/bang.
Let's jump right back into college basketball. The big tournament going on right now.
We already covered
The Horns,
and Sean Miller being the sweatiest guy in the world, right?
which is why people tune into the show.
Which is what they wanted to hear. And damn it, they're going to hear it.
2 number 1s have gone down. 2 number 2s have gone down. Of course, Purdue. Sorry, Randy, you got to talk about it. It happened. Purdue lost to Fairleigh Dickinson.
Fairleigh Dickinson.
Where is that school? You might be asking.
Tell me
yourself.
about the Dickinson.
I don't know.
It's in New Jersey.
You know, not enough is being made. Randy, on this show a week ago, I've never seen someone more negative about their 1 seed in their opening round matchup. And we were all like, dude, you're just lowering the bar, expectations low. Boy, you kind of called it, man.
What if I told you that Fairleigh Dickinson wasn't even supposed to be in the tournament? Of course, the 16 seed Fairleigh Dickinson, the Knights.
Neither was Purdue.
Okay.
What if I told you that the Knights tied for second in the NEC? What does NEC stand for? You might be asking yourself. I don't know the answer to that, but they tied for second in that conference. Yeah, they lost the conference championship to a school called Merrimack.
I've heard of that.
Powerhouse Merrimack.
Biz dev guy.
However,
Okay.
because they were ineligible for the postseason because they were transitioning from Division II. That's why Merrimack was not allowed into the tournament. What I'm trying to say is Purdue lost to a team that made it into the tournament on a technicality, basically. They didn't really earn the spot.
That's got to make you feel a little bit better, right?
Yeah. What if I told you that Purdue won the Big Ten tournament, and had front runner for National Player of the Year, and still lost, and I knew it was going to happen.
I would
The big
believe it.
dude?
Yeah,
Edie. He's so big. He looks like Yao Ming.
I
7'4".
don't want to, he's just a kid. I don't want to pile on him. And Randy, I don't mean to kick you while you're down, but he sucked. He was
The whole team.
He
sucked,
was
man.
useless in
It
that
was-
game.
It was terrible.
it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, you said that you guys hit one 3-pointer. We hit 3, and we still lost. So
Yeah.
congrats to the Longhorns.
Three's not exactly a lot.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Stinks, man.
Well, I'm sorry, Randy. Everybody knows, everybody saw, even though I am, riding with, my Spartans. Everybody knows I'm a ground floor Michigan State guy. My Bears took it last night, and
You know who they won over, right? Though, I'm sorry, let me not cut you off there, but who Michigan State beat last night?
Shaka.
Shaka Smart. I was a little upset about that, as you know, a Wisconsinite. Having Marquette in the mix gave us a little hope. Shouts to the women's hockey team, by the way, national champions. So we got that going for us. But not being able to pull for Marquette, you really wanted to have somebody there to fight for the state.
I mentioned 2 number one seeds went down.
You gonna let him get away with this?
What am I pandering to?
He's been there 4
nobody.
months.
I stopped listening.
What?
to this show.
The state.
I mentioned 2 1 seeds went down. The other one was Kansas. Kansas lost to
Yeah.
Arkansas.
In the second round, we should say that.
Shout out Anthony
hey,
Black, Duncanville,
hey,
Texas.
Eric Musselman, head coach. Keep your shirt on, man. Keep your shirt on. He's making it. He's got a little Dabo to him. It's not
Okay.
about. It's not about you.
You know what? I brought up in another group text, what other coaches could you see doing this? And I didn't mean it from a physical, a great physique standpoint. It's not like Musselman's jacked or anything. He's just, athletic, older guy.
Also, I think he shaves his armpits.
That I think
Maybe he
true.
has a
Maybe
sweat.
he
He's
has
trying to
blonde-
avoid the Sean Miller.
Oh, that's true. Maybe he
I
has
tried
blonde
that
hair.
in high school. It
But-
didn't work.
Pete Carroll came to mind. Maybe Sean McVay. But I think Dabo's probably a
Yeah.
top seed on that
When you
list,
sprint,
for sure.
when you sprint onto the field in front of your team,
Mhm.
and the all eyes on me thing. I don't know. Look, let your guys take the clout.
You're
the
saying
credit.
he went to the Dabo Sweeney School of Leadership?
School of look at me douchebaggery.
He's just a leader, man.
I don't know. That's a good team, by the way. Arkansas is to be dealt with still. So, but yeah, keep your shirt on, dog.
Ooh, yeah, man.
That's all
It's-
I'm saying, man.
Been a fun tournament.
Did you see evil Eric Musselman? Mark Few, head coach of Gonzaga. They knocked off school from Fort Worth yesterday. Terrible to see that happen. But
Wow, it's not necessary.
how have I gone 2.5 years of knowing Drew Timme and not realizing he was from Richardson?
I didn't know that until Baylor famously defeated Gonzaga in the national championship a couple years ago.
So you knew it 2.5 years
So
ago.
I did know. I've known it for a while, actually. I don't know why I didn't tell you, but I did know it. He is easy to hate on the opposing. If you're on the opposing team, I think he was getting into it with TCU fans
Mhm.
before I went to bed. Had one of the most egregious backdoor covers last night
Yeah,
with about a 50-footer for nothing.
with 0.7 seconds left on the clock,
TCU was getting 4,
4.5.
4.5, and
They
Down
did,
7.
oh my
They
god,
rolled the ball in so the clock doesn't start.
yeah, for no reason at all. They just like you
Just
said,
such a-
just roll the ball down the court so it and the guy throws it up from 15 feet beyond the 3-pointer. I think,
Yeah, right past midcourt, kind of.
just buries it.
It was 0.5 seconds or whatever. So you had a chance to catch and shoot. Basketball gives you specific, you can do a touch in or a catch and shoot or whatever, depending on how many seconds are on the clock. And so they rolled it in and he didn't pull it up and clutch or whatever. He just kind of flipped it up. and it went in, and he throws his arms up, and I love that part of it.
Yeah.
He kind of like does this whatever celebration, and I wish that there was a universe where like he knew, I just covered, fuck y'all.
I just lost a lot of people money or won some people some money.
True.
Either way. All in all, it's been a pretty fun tournament. I don't know how much y'all have watched, and I really don't.
Quite a bit.
I'm watching, see if there's any dudes from my high school. Micah Peavy at TCU. They went out, as we just discussed. Anthony Black, pretty good little freshman up there at Arkansas. Baylor's gone. I got to say Creighton. Creighton looked really, really good and just outplayed Baylor, and Baylor could not stop their guards. I found myself cursing their center, who's a 7-foot white guy. And at one point, I had to like look at myself. I was like calling this guy out. I go, dude, fuck this. I was like, fuck this bitch ass white boy. And then I was like, dude, I probably shouldn't say that as a bitch ass white boy myself.
Oh my gosh, the Blue Jays evoked a little racism out of.
I apologize to Blue Jays Nation.
Shouts to Creighton's in Omaha. It's a nice campus. I've driven past it, but shouts to I don't even know what I'm getting at here, but there was another team. Not Arkansas.
There were other teams.
And other teams. I don't know. I closed the
Furman?
window. Furman knocked off who?
Was that Virginia?
That was day one. Okay. That's, I think, where I was getting at here. Starting it off from like the first afternoon of the first round through even last night's game, into the second round, like tremendous. And, I get why everybody loves this event. It's such a letdown to then have like four days off, and then you come back and you're like, okay, it is Sweet 16, Elite 8, and like you're kind of interested, and then you're really just waiting on the Final Four. Like, I will be dialed back in on like 2 winless teams in the XFL by the time this comes back. Next weekend.
I am super disappointed. I got to wait 5 days to watch Texas play again.
I want them to play back to back to back. Like, do this church
Take a day off.
Tournament style. Lock them in one big building. Nobody comes out until we have a winner.
Day off between games.
What are we going to do at the head coaching position, Dylan?
Ooh, good question, Dave. Of course, you're talking about Rodney Terry, the interim head coach of Texas. Yeah, I think one more win, and he kind of forces Del Conte's hand. Because otherwise, if you were to let this guy go, replace him with a bigger name after taking this team, having gone what they've gone through with the whole Chris Spears situation to the Elite 8, I think it's a bad look for Texas to like, thanks, but we're going to move on from you. I think one more win, he solidifies his spot.
Yeah, I think he's already earned it. Granted, I'm not a Texas fan, but it would be, no offense, it would be very Texas to just forget like what this guy did in his his fill-in role and like go after a name. But now that Pitino's off the board, I mean, what are we going to do? There's no other names out there.
One thing he really has going for him is that his players absolutely fucking love him. They are riding so hard for him. After every win, they basically like just give him a big old bear hug, group bear hug. Like, they fucking love the guy. They do.
And just as important, he's kept recruits. He's kept the number one recruit in the country. Just
Ron
coincidentally from Duncanville, Texas, Player of the Year. Yeah, he's kept him. He's kept his commitment. So
Yeah.
I'm sure the sizable bag that young man's probably getting via the NIL is helping, but still.
Gameplay wise, he completely scrapped Chris Beard's defense, which in Texas, if you've watched Texas play since Rodney Terry has taken over, they play incredible defense. He's getting a lot of credit for the change in strategy there.
They slapped the ground?
No, it's schematically it's how he changed the defense. He's doing some great things. He seems extremely likable. He looks like Gus Fring of Breaking Bad. I like the guy.
That is true.
He does. I really like the guy, and hopefully he advances Texas far enough to where this is a no-brainer decision for Del Conte.
I once saw Midland Lee play in the playoffs. It was the game before Duncanville my senior year, and Eric Winston was on that team. and he
Football.
slapped the ground.
Oh, basketball.
He was their center,
Okay.
and he slapped the ground, and it was like one of the most intimidating things I've ever seen in my life. Just because, I mean, even at that point, he was a significantly large man.
Big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other tournament thoughts?
A lot of basketball left.
Alabama, Houston, still in it. 2 number 1 seeds still alive. So Alabama doesn't have much in their way. I think for the story, I want them to win it at this point. Like they were playing in the Birmingham location so basically home games. I'm going to be interested to see if there's any additional heckling. Like it's not like you're playing on college campuses a lot of these times, but we'll see. I'm curious to see like what they're following.
Do you think Alabama has
cheers
enough
look
good
like.
things?
I want to see how big this goes. Just like if there's a bigger investigation, which like their head coach has to be put on the chopping block, but he also just, has cut down the nets, taking them to a Final Four and potentially a championship. Like that gets tough.
Yeah. Maybe like a 10-year investigation, Dylan.
Right, a 10-year investigation.
It's a joke
KJ,
for a handful
you know
of
that
people.
you know that reference?
No.
I got a video to show you after the pod. It'll be a fun watch.
Oh wait, yes.
Maybe do it
I know
here.
the reference, but I've not seen
KJ,
it.
it was a
yes.
10-year investigation. What don't you understand about
Okay.
that?
Okay, let's move it on.
No one talks about Micah secretly doing an interview with that guy and then never posting it on any podcast feed.
Yeah, that's true. It happened.
Oh wait, then I don't know the reference, but you'll show me later.
It's okay. What we do here is very, very inside niche jokes. Well, fun stuff. Before we move on, can I give a shout out to our good friends at Athletic Greens?
Oh, yeah.
Dylan, KJ, I don't know about y'all, but I started my day with my AG1.
Oh, that's weird. That's how I start every day, David.
Really?
So I don't know what you're trying to say.
We literally use it every day. Take it for a number of reasons. Mainly, I don't like taking a bunch of pills. And maybe I don't have the best dietary practices. Maybe I don't. How about I just wake up, walk to the pantry, get a little scoop of AG1, put it in about 6 to 8 ounces of water, shake it up, and then I just drink it. I drink it up.
You just feel your body come to life, man. It gives me so much energy. I feel optimized.
75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, and my favorite, adaptogens. Help you start your day right. The special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, aging, all of the things. Look, we got HD cameras in here now. You don't think I'm like concerned about, looking alert, looking not old? I am very concerned. That's why I take AG1 every morning. What, KJ?
I'm realizing that my day would not have gone so smoothly if I hadn't woken up at 4:30 before the Oobs got there to pick me up. Started with some AG1, got to the airport to be here with you fine gentlemen. So thanks for that, Athletic Greens.
How about this? This will blow your mind. It contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no nasty chemicals or artificial anything. And guess what? It still tastes very good. To make it easy to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, try the 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/bang. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/bang to take ownership over your health and pick up the daily nutritional insurance. KJ, are you around to go to the Dell Match play?
I just might be now that I think of it.
We could probably.
We got extra ticks.
I think we could make that happen.
People have been saying they want to see me and Matt Fitzpatrick side by side. This could be the time.
Well, just look at you next to me, and that's essentially the same thing. We're the same guy.
Maybe if I would have woken up and hit the gym like Dylan tried to flex in our group chat, like slyly letting us know that he was off getting a lift in.
Hey, today was chest day, dog.
Super recognizer, tell the story.
Yeah, not a big deal, kind of a big deal. But yeah, I was working out next to Shane Lowry this morning.
Not Mike Lowry, Shane Lowry.
At the Lifetime downtown location. He was stretching, did some light weighted lunges, but mostly just getting a stretch in.
I'm so pissed that like an idiot, I just glance I must have been in between, like in my layover. I was like, oh, that's cool. Maybe Lifetime was doing an event and Shane Lowry was actually putting on a stretch clinic. And I'm realizing in this moment, he didn't mean that literally.
No.
Stretching with Shane.
he was doing this John up against the wall. It looked pretty effective. He's more flexible than I am, I'm pretty sure. A man of size.
He is a large man, although not as large as you expected, right?
I got 6'2" vibes from him from TV. He's about 6 flat.
Would
which
he
is
give
not
you-
small, of course.
Would he
Irish
make you
stout
nervous
fellow?
if he sat next to you on a podcast? Would he make you nervous?
No,
Okay,
he
that
seems
sounds
very
fair.
approachable.
What?
He's an Irishman.
He's Irish.
Yeah.
Winner of the
That's why I
2019
made the Irish
Open.
stout joke as we were talking physiques.
That was good.
Yeah,
I'm
5
sorry.
people liked it out
It's a
there.
fine joke. A proper joke, if you will.
And that's why I'm picking him to win the WGC.
Wow, really?
He's not hungover from St.
he's
Patrick's?
limber.
Have you looked at the field?
He's limber.
It's a good field.
He worked out next to me, so that's good vibes right there.
I bet
got
you
the-
totally bricked whatever lift you were doing when he walked by.
Nah, dude.
I wouldn't be shocked if you dropped the weight and just shit your pants.
I was repping out 450 on deadlift.
No,
I was doing deadies.
You weren't doing 450 daddies.
I was doing deadies, KJ.
You're complaining about your
Yeah,
back.
I was
hope
going to say
you're
your
not
neck
doing
and your
that.
back have been a problem. Please don't go do
do
450.
daddies.
No, it was chill though.
Any picks? Any hot takes on who might win?
I just shared that with you.
I know you picked Shane, but I'm saying anybody that like Scotty Scheffler's favored.
He's the
won
number
it.
one player in
He
the
won
world.
it last year as well.
Good player in his own right.
Rahm got his tummy in order. He'll be there. It is a solid lineup. Give me Seamus Power though,
Oh,
Seamus.
just because that name is ridiculous.
Oh, Shane.
It sounds like a wrestler.
you know, I'm riding for my guy Victor Hovland, the number 8 player in the world, I believe. But a name to look out for. Sahith Theegala, KJ.
Yeah, we watched the documentary too, Dave.
Notably from Southern California and nowhere else.
Did you guys? I guess we could just talk since we're doing golf. I
Do
don't
we
know.
know Finau's family's traveling with him or not?
Okay.
Sorry.
That's a huge factor.
Not allowed to ask that.
Airbnb prices these days, especially in Austin, they've got to look for a bigger property.
I love
I
Dell
think
Match
he's
Play Week because I
fine.
like being out, or like going to Matt's Hill Ranch on a Wednesday and knowing like, oh, might see
Or putting up big boy weight at Lifetime.
Holy shit! There's Adam Hadwin.
And yeah, because you're sitting with Brett and he thinks he saw Adam Hadwin.
Jesus
It's
Christ!
really-
It's Lucas Herbert.
It's just a generic white guy that's probably in real estate in Austin.
Dude, get the fuck
Zalatoris is
out of
getting
here,
the short ribs at Carve. What?
dude. No way. There's Taylor Montgomery.
Yeah. Oh, T-Mont, we call him. Dude, T-Mont's here.
No, I do want to follow Minwoo Lee. If you remember him from a week or two ago,
You like your mustache?
he's Stash, and he's
Fan.
also I don't know if they're
Oh.
actual M frames, but he's rocking the.
He's swagged out.
yeah,
Swag lord.
The Randy Savage ones.
Good looking swing too.
Oh yeah.
I think I might make an unannounced appearance at Carve, just to
Why
see.
would you have to announce
like
it?
just sit
go.
on the other side of the, like to see if Brett can have me
Oh,
like be like, oh, KJ, you at Carve, and I'd be like, no, it's kind of offensive. Why would you think that?
that's good. That's a good
Just
bit.
see if it happens or not.
That's a good bit.
Maybe we'll see. Anyways,
KJ's gonna text be like, dude, you guys are not gonna believe it.
Carson Palmer.
I'm at Carve and Brian Harmon is sitting right over there, the other end of the bar, and I swear to God, who walks in? None other than Ryan Fox.
and Amanda Renner.
Oh,
Gentle Ben might
no
be there
longer.
friend of the show. We said hi to her at the Callaway thing.
too. Oh yeah.
It's fine. She's very nice. Anyway.
You want to talk Jordy?
Oh my God. I know you guys were glued to the Valspar.
Oh yeah, Big V.
I was following it via my cellular device, and I was like, oh, Spieth, he's at 10 under. He's tied for the lead, 3 holes left. I guess I better go put it on. This could get interesting. Promptly blocked one into the water, the one place you really can't hit it. Miraculous bogey save. Makes a long putt to save bogey. Sticks it on 17, about 10 feet or so, maybe 12, I don't know. Totally wipes the putt. Never had a chance. Not enough on it. And that was that. So it's just Spieth is. I don't know if this is. I assume everybody here is a Spieth fan to some degree. Dylan especially.
Yeah.
How do his recent performances make you feel going into Augusta here next few weeks?
He's swinging it well. His flat stick is failing him. He's a head case on the greens.
What's a flat stick? I'm new here and I don't follow sports.
Yeah, that's just a term for putter.
Right.
The club that you use to putt with.
Right.
Yeah, he's got a mental. I'm not going to go straight to the word yips. I don't think he has the yips, but he's got a mental block in there somewhere that's preventing him from putting well. Those short ones get him, man.
Man, I think I got the same thing. Anything else on golf?
No,
Danny Lee's putt was amazing.
I'm excited to get out there Thursday.
Is that a live putt?
Yeah.
Yeah, KJ's our live correspondent.
I'm gonna go full transparency. I ordered a live hat like a week and a half ago. The shipping ETA on this is very questionable.
What did that cost in
really
blood
hoping-
dollars?
My blood for this hat that's undoubtedly probably made in a sweatshop, like 37 plus shipping. I should have chosen like rush shipping because I thought it'd be here in time to show up and wear it today.
Who coined the term sweatshop?
I watched a terrible movie on Netflix where they like made the joke that it was where the sweatpants were made. I think that was Glass Onion. It's bad.
It's not a good joke.
It's not, but whatever. I don't know. Maybe it seems like an HVAC problem more so than a labor issue. Anyways, that's all I got on the live tour.
If he had a mic in his hand, he would have dropped it right there. History will respect that and look back upon that joke kindly.
Look forward to me and my live hat on an upcoming episode sometime soon. Your boy's got to invest in some hats or re-up on the Nutrafol. It's happening, folks.
Oh, no.
It's happening.
Have you looked into microneedling?
I don't know.
Yeah, you should. Anyway, we don't have to do that here. We'll talk afterward. I think it's time we party. Or do we even have anything to party on? We've kind of covered everything.
Just run it back.
It's been a
let's just run it back.
disjointed show.
Let's run it back.
What is that exactly?
It's a segment during which we talk about what we already talked about.
Okay.
Dylan is on marriage number 2. The male body can only run it back one time.
I mean, I don't know if that's true.
Fuck this bitch-ass white boy. Dave to student athlete, possibly a teenager in the NCAA tourney.
I am a white man.
Interim head coach Rodney Terry looks like fictional drug kingpin Gus Fring. It was a 10-year investigation. Dylan was putting up more weight than Shane Lowry at Lifetime. And finally, shout out to Brent Rooker, who did not bail on Dylan in Verdansk, unlike someone else.
I like the idea that like you were like just alphaing Shane Lowry. And like he just is like, all right, man, I'm gonna go play a practice round because I get paid to play golf. See you later,
I
man.
get paid quite handsomely.
And you're over here like
fuck you.
You got a weight belt on, and you're just like veins popping out of your face,
Chalk all over his shirt.
Yeah.
Oi, mate.
smelling salts.
I don't think that's
Shout
an
out
Irish
Shane.
accent.
We're looking for you to do big things out there this weekend.
Was he the dude? Okay.
Yes.
You said you saw it. You were
I
getting
did.
beers. All right.
I did.
Fuck you. We saw him drain one with the wedge on at ACC a few years ago. I don't know what it
the
was.
lake hole.
Tournament lake hole.
The one where you hit it over the lake.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
They used to call me Lake Hole.
And that concludes Run It Back.
Hey, shout out to Brent Rooker.
I just shout him. It's clearly I just said that.
I just want to I want to give him a double shout
Congrats
out.
on the
good
kid.
dude. Congrats on the kid. Having a good spring.
Best of luck making the cut. I'll be following him this year, if not playing with him on the show. Guarantee that.
You're guaranteeing that.
Bet he might be a pirate within 3 weeks.
Well, KJ, it's been nice having you in studio.
It's felt great.
How did this feel? How do you think this went?
Did you have fun?
You know, really, it's the best experience anyone could ever ask for. You guys just made it so natural. Just welcome me with open arms. So, yeah, thanks to everyone but Randy.
And we bought you a sandwich.
Yeah,
But we're gonna
Venmo's
deduct
pay
that
back
from
either
your
way.
paycheck, though.
I put it on the company card.
Just so you know.
Just letting you know.
Okay.
All right. Well, we will see you next
Bye.
week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I want my chips with the dip. That's all I know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips.